So now after I weave my ends on the side, and next we're gonna sew the back panel and the front panel together at the shoulder seam here. Okay, doesn't matter which panel you choose to be the front or the back because they are the same. All right, so here I haven't weaved the end at the shoulder on the one panel here. If you already weave this end, it doesn't matter, okay? But make sure you will have the tail that you left earlier still in here, because we're gonna use that tail to sew in back and front panel together. So anyway, make sure you put your wrong side facing up. All right, so now my back and my front panel, the wrong side is facing up because we're gonna sew on the wrong side. Okay, and use any method you prefer. So here I already have my yarn needle, and I'm gonna start sew this side first. It's very easy, just sew back and forth. That's what I'm gonna sew. So my yarn, I will call this front panel, I will call that back panel. Okay, I bring my back panel up and front panel. I already have my tail come from the front panel. I'm gonna insert my needle into the back panel, into the third chain here. Count from here. Okay, so here is the first chain, second chain, and third chain. All right, I'm just gonna insert into the third chain, one loop only, like that, and bring it out. And then I'm gonna go into the first stitch of the front panel, same stitch where the yarn come from, the tail come from, sorry. And then go into the same stitch of the back panel that we just did, okay? Because I wanna lock the yarn. All right. And then now I go into next stitch of the front panel, one loop only here. And next stitch of the back panel, one loop only. Okay, and then I bring it out. Next stitch of the front panel, one loop only. Next stitch of the back panel, one loop only, like that. Oops. Okay, and I bring it out. Next stitch of the front panel, one loop only. Next stitch of the back panel, one loop only. Okay, this is what I'm gonna sew for my top. Okay, you use any method you prefer. Insert into the next stitch, one loop only. All right, I'm gonna keep sewing this until the end here. Make sure don't sew too tight or too loose. Next stitch there, and this is gonna be the last stitch, and the last stitch there, like so. And we done. Here is the wrong side, and here is the right side. Okay, and then I just gonna tie those tails together. Sorry, my hands have ink all over. All right, so I tie a knot couple times. So one more, like that, and then hide the tail. I'm just gonna insert back here, and then insert back this way. Make sure it's secure, and then you trim the tail, and then you need to hide this tail also if you haven't hide this tail yet. Okay, and we're done with this side. Okay, this is the wrong side, this is the right side. And then you're gonna sew the other side exactly the same method that you use for this side. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go sew this side, and then I'm gonna weave the ends, and I will be back. Okay, now after I sew my both shoulders, and I already weave all the ends, and here is what it look like on the right side. Okay, so now on the side seam, if you want to make like this, like I made here, you need to turn your right side out. So here I use the flat slip stitch joint on the side, and I use my color B all the way up, and then when I have reached my armhole, I make a single crochet and picot around my armhole, okay? And I will tell you exactly how you can do that. But if you just wanna use your yarn needle and sew the pieces together, you just need to turn your work wrong side out, and you will sew on the wrong side using your needle and sew. If you want to do that, you need to cut a new strand of yarn enough to sew on the side. I would say about 20 to 30 inches long, enough to sew this side, okay? But yeah, if you want to do exactly what I do, just keep on watching. So I'm gonna go to that side and show you how I mark it, okay? Again, this is my right side facing me because we're gonna join on the right side if you're gonna do like I do. So I want you to count from the bottom up here till you have 14 rows. And we're gonna place the marker into the row 15th. Okay, so I show you. I will call this front panel to be easy to understand. So here, row 1, row 2, row 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 here. Okay, and then here is the row 15. I place the marker right into row 15, right here, the color A here. Yes, row 15. Okay, I place the marker there, and then you need to count the back panel exactly the same, 14 rows, which is right here, and I place the marker into the row 15th, right here. Alright, and then you're gonna continue counting till you have 30 rows, and then you will place the second stitch marker into the end of row 30. Okay, I show you. So continue counting. So here is row 15, right, where we place the first stitch marker. Here's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Alright, here's row 30, and then you're gonna place the second stitch marker right at the end of row 30, right here. Also the same in the back panel, like that, okay? So you have total of 16 rows in between the first stitch marker to the second stitch marker. That's what we're gonna sew or slip stitch join. Alright, and then I have 13 rows in each panel open for the armhole. So total of 26 rows that open for the armhole. Alright, from the beginning of the armhole here to the shoulder. It is about 7.42 inches open for the armhole. If it's around the armhole, it's about 14.85 inches open around the armhole. Alright, and if you want bigger armhole, feel free to place the second stitch marker lower, right here or something, okay? Or if you want smaller hole, place the second stitch marker up more. Alright, whatever you prefer. This is how I do mine, and every size is different. Please go check in written pattern and it'll show you everything. Alright, so let's get sewing. Before we start make flat slip stitch joint, I just want to show you here. Here is so difficult to see a normal stitches because you're gonna see the end of each row or the beginning of each row here. so you can guess where you're gonna insert your hook into, right? So make sure that in 2 rows you will have 5 flat slip stitch joint. Okay, I will go slowly again, don't worry. So here in 2 rows here, in 2 rows, front and back panel together, try to have 5 flat slip stitch joint. So we have here 16 rows that we're gonna make flat slip stitch joint. So 16 rows, you will have total of 40 flat slip stitch joint. Okay, so if you have less than that or more than that, no big deal. Okay, but whatever this side, whatever number you have, you want the other side to have the same amount of these stitches. Okay, that's all that matter. And then the end of each row, I'm gonna call the space instead, so easy to understand. Alright, so let's get started. I'm gonna use my color B here. So I'm gonna insert my hook into the stitch before the first marker here, the back panel, and then the stitch before the stitch marker on the front panel. I do that because just to bring the yarn up to start create the flat slip stitch joint. Okay, and then I just gonna remove marker, and then I bring my color B up like that and hold it right here like that, and then I yarn over and pull through both loop like that. So now this doesn't count as a stitch yet. Okay, now we're gonna start make a flat slip stitch joint. I'm gonna insert into the next stitch there, which is the stitch that we place the marker that we just remove right here. Right there. See, I can't see the real stitch. I just guess where I should insert my hook into. That the back panel, and then come back to the front panel into the first stitch there, the stitch that we just remove marker. Okay, and when you have 3 loops on your hook, you're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Here is the first flat slip stitch joint. Okay, the first couple stitches is kind of difficult. Don't worry, take your time. When you know how to do that, it's make everything much easier. You can do this with many things. Okay, take your time. So next stitch, back panel, gonna be maybe right here, and then back to the front, right here. Oh, difficult. It's kind of tight. Okay. Now when you have 3 loops on your hook, you're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Make sure don't make it too tight. Okay. So now I have 2 flat slip stitch joint. And then I go to the back panel into next stitch there, maybe right there. Okay, and come back to the front panel, next stitch right here. Okay, when you have 3 loops on your hook, you're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now I have 3 flat slip stitch joint. Oh, one more thing. The yarn, the new yarn that you use for flat slip stitch joint, always will be in the middle, in between the front and the back panel, at the bottom, at the middle. Okay, this is how you do flat slip stitch joint. So I go into next stitch, the back there, oops, next stitch here, come back to the front right here. I have 3 loops, oops, right here. I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So now we have 4 flat slip stitch join, and next stitch of the back panel there, and the next stitch of the front panel here, like that, 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And now I have 5 flat slip stitch join. See, like I said, in 2 rows, try to make 5 flat slip stitch join. So here so far I have 2 rows, right? And I have 5 flat slip stitch join. Again, the number doesn't matter really, but just make sure that you don't join too tight and make sure that both sides have the same amount of these stitches. That's all important. But I just want to show what I do mine, so if you want to do exactly like my top. Okay, so I just gonna repeat that. Next stitch of the front panel, maybe right there. Oops. Maybe. Okay. And next stitch of the front panel here. And when I have 3 loops, I'm gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Like so. So I just gonna keep repeating that. Next stitch of the front, next stitch of the back panel. Sometimes it's a little hard to insert the hook into. Just need to take your time, that's it, okay? And come back to the front, next stitch, right here, okay? And then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Like that. Okay, this is what it looks like. Make sure don't do it too tight. So I just gonna keep repeating that and make sure the end of each row is lining up like this, okay? You don't want like this, you want like this. All right, keep doing that. Next, I show you a couple times just to make sure you get it. All right, the yarn at the middle, at the back, like this. Okay, and insert my hook into next stitch of the back panel there. So difficult to show in the camera. Okay. Okay, and then come back to next stitch of the front panel. I insert right there. And when I have 3 loops on my hook, I yarn over and pull through all 3 loops loosely, not too tight. Show you again. Next stitch of the back panel. Next stitch of the front panel. Oops. Like that. 3 loops. And then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops loosely. Like that. You're just gonna keep doing that. Alright? And yeah, take your time, don't worry. Go slowly. If you need to rip it off and start again, don't be afraid, okay? I do that many times. Take your time and keep make flat slip stitch join until you reach the second stitch marker here. And then I will be back. Good luck. Okay, now I make flat slip stitch until I reach the second stitch marker here, which is the end of row 30. Okay, and after that I just gonna remove marker. And then next we're gonna crochet around the edge of the armhole like this side. Like I show you, I make single crochet and picot and single crochet. I show you how. So we're gonna start crochet from the front panel armhole first and then go around the back, okay? Again, here is the right side. Just want to make sure one more time. Alright, so I will call the end of each row, I will call that space instead. So next space here, which is gonna be the first space that we're gonna make single crochet, picot and single crochet. So I'm gonna make a single crochet into the first space there. So insert the hook right into the space, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through the first single crochet, and then we're gonna do picot. So picot, you're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain right here. So let me show you. Here is the first chain, right, that we just made, and here is the back loop of that chain. We're gonna slip stitch into that loop. So after I make 3 chain, insert the hook into the first stitch on the back loop like that, and then pull up a loop and pull it through. That is picot. And then make 1 single crochet into the same space right here. Insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through. Alright, so we're just gonna repeat that in each space, which is the end of each row. You're gonna make single crochet, picot, and single crochet all into the same space. I show you a couple more times. So next space, we start with single crochet again, right, and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3, and slip stitch into the first chain but into the back loop right here. Back loop right here. Okay. Oops. Okay, right here. Insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull it through like so, and then 1 more single crochet into the same space like that. So see, you have single crochet, picot, and single crochet all into the same space. So one more time, I show you. Next space here, start with single crochet and then chain 3 to make a picot. Okay, and then slip stitch into the first chain but into the back loop right here. Insert the hook into the back loop of the first chain, pull up a loop and pull it through, and make 1 more single crochet into the same space like that. You're just gonna repeat that. So you see here, we start with single crochet and then picot, and then you end with a single crochet all into the same space. Maybe one more time, I show you. So next space, start with single crochet and then picot, chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain on the back loop here, set the hook, pull up a loop and pull through, and then 1 more single crochet into the same space like that. Alright, you're gonna keep doing that all around in each space, and then when you come to the shoulder seam here, just pretend that they're not there. You don't have to do anything into that shoulder seam. Okay, when you have to this space before the shoulder seam, you're gonna do normal single crochet, picot, and single crochet, and then you're gonna make a single crochet into the next space right here, and then picot and single crochet. Alright, just continue do the same all around until you reach the end here. I will meet you guys back in when you reach the end. Okay, after I crochet around the edges of the armhole till I reach the end here, okay, which is the armpit area. See, here is where we start the edging. Okay, here's what this look like when it's the end, and after that I just gonna cut the yarn, leave a little bit of tail, just enough to weaving the end, and after I cut the yarn, I just pull the yarn out, and then I bring my yarn needle and insert the tail into that, and then I insert my needle into the last flat slip stitch that we did, which is around the armpit here, right there at the corner. Pull it out. Here's what this look like, and then I'm gonna hide the tail inside because it's the wrong side. So hide the tail. Tie a knot. And keep hiding the tail. Okay, keep hiding the tail, make sure it's secure, and then you trim the tail and you're done. I show you. Here's what we just did. Beautiful. Alright, and here is the side seam that we make a flat slip stitch joined, and here where we left at the bottom open. Alright, and both sides you need to do exactly the same. Whatever method, whatever you do, make sure both sides is the same. Alright, and then next I gonna crochet around the neck hole. Alright, if you don't want to do that, don't worry, you don't need to do that. Okay, I just gonna show what I do. Okay, so for the neck hole edge, I also gonna use my color B because I want it to match the armhole edge. So on the right side again, we're gonna crochet on the right side. So I gonna add my yarn right at the corner here. Insert my hook there and then bring my color B up and yarn over and pull up a loop and then chain one. Alright, and then single crochet into the next stitch right here. Insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through. And then we're gonna make picot. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Do the same when we do the edging around the armhole, the picot. Okay, after we chain 3, we're gonna slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain, which is right here. Insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull it through. Alright, we make the same. And then skip next stitch and make 1 single crochet into the next. So skip the next, insert the hook into the next and make single crochet. Alright, and repeat that. Make a picot. Chain 3, slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain right here. Insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull it through. And skip next stitch and make 1 single crochet into the next. See, skip the next, insert the hook into the next and make single crochet. Here's what this look like. And then make picot again. Chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. And slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain right here. Insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull it through. Skip next stitch and single crochet into the next. See, you're just gonna keep repeating that. So next you're gonna make picot. Again, picot is chain 3 and slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain. That is picot. Okay, and then skip next stitch and single crochet into the next, and then picot, skip next stitch, single crochet into the next. Okay, I show you a couple more times. So next I'm gonna make picot. So start with chain 3 and slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain here. And then skip next stitch and single crochet into the next, like that. Okay, I show you one more time. Picot, chain 3, slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain right here. Skip next stitch and single crochet into the next, like that. Okay, keep repeating that. So next you're gonna make picot and skip next stitch, single crochet into the next, picot, skip next stitch, single crochet into the next until you reach this corner, and then I will meet you guys back in when you reach this corner. Okay, after I reach this corner, that's what this look like. Okay, and then around the shoulder here, into each space, which is the end of each row, remember I call that space, we're gonna do the same when we do the armhole edging, which is 1 space. You're gonna make single crochet, picot and 1 single crochet, all into the same space. Okay, so here at the corner, and then next space here I'm gonna make single crochet, picot and single crochet. Alright, so to do that, insert the hook into next space right here, pull up a loop and make single crochet, and then picot, chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain on the back loop here, insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull it through, and then make 1 more single crochet into the same space, like that. Okay, and the next space do the same, single crochet, picot and single crochet. So start with single crochet and then picot, chain 3, slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain, and then single crochet into the same space like that. Okay, here is the shoulder seam. We're gonna skip that. We're not gonna do anything into the shoulder seam. It's the same when we do the armhole edge. We just skip that, just pretend it's not there. Alright, we're just gonna make single crochet into the next space there, right here. Single crochet and then picot. We chain 3 first and slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain, back bump, and then 1 more single crochet into the same space like that. And then next space, single crochet, picot, and then 1 more single crochet like that. You see, that's what this look like. And then we're gonna go around this edging again. We're gonna do exactly the same when we start here. Alright, I show you a few stitches. We're gonna single crochet into the next stitch here. Insert the hook there, pull up a loop and make single crochet and then picot. Chain 3 and slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain here. Oops. Right here. Set the hook, pull up a loop and pull through. Skip next stitch, single crochet into the next, and then picot. Chain 3, slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain, and then skip next stitch and single crochet into the next. Like that. Okay, do exactly the same when we start doing this side. Alright, so next you're gonna make picot, skip next stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, and picot, skip next stitch and single crochet into the next. Alright, repeat that all the way down till you reach this corner, and when you reach this corner you're gonna do at the shoulder exactly the same when you do this side, which is in each space you're gonna make 1 single crochet, picot, and 1 single crochet. Repeating that all around till you reach the end, and I will meet you guys back in. Okay, after I crochet around the neck edging here, and I reach the end right here. After I make the last single crochet, I just gonna cut the yarn, just leave a little bit of tail for weaving the end. After I cut the yarn, I just gonna pull the yarn out like that. And then I'm gonna hide this tail. I bring my yarn needle. And then I can insert into this stitch right here. Here is where we start, where we add the new yarn right here. I'm gonna insert right there. Like that. Okay, come back to the last stitch. Whatever you prefer to do, just to hide the tail, like that. And then I'm gonna go inside and hiding my tail. And then I will tie those tails together a couple times, and then I will hide those tails. And yeah, after you hide the tail, make sure it's secure and trim the tail, and you're done with the neck hole edging. I show you. Here's what this look like. Very beautiful. Look at that. Yay! And next, I gonna crochet around the bottom edging and the side that we left it open. Okay, I show you how to do that. Okay, for the edging around the side that we left it open earlier, and then around the bottom and come to the other side, I already make one side here. Okay, see, I haven't do the back yet. Alright, I think I show you this way as well, so you can see it's better. So see, I start add the new yarn right here. So see, here is where I add the new yarn, and then start crochet the edges from the side all the way down, and I go around the corner and go around the bottom and go around the other corner here, and then go all the way back up till I reach the end here. Okay, we have one side done here. I will call this front panel, front side, whatever you want to call it. Okay, here I will call that back panel. I haven't made yet. We do exactly the same, that's why I went ahead and do one side. Okay, so we will crochet on the right side the same. So I turn this side. Here is where we start make flat slip stitch join, and then the space, the first space after that, which is right here, I'm gonna bring my color bee. That's what I'm gonna use, and then I insert my hook into that first space, and then I yarn over, pull up a loop and chain one. Okay, and now into the same space I'm gonna make one single crochet, picot, and one single crochet, all into the same space. The same when we make the armhole edges. Okay, so this chain one doesn't count as a stitch, so I'm gonna make the first single crochet into that space. So insert the hook into the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through. Okay, and then after that I'm gonna make picot, so chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then slip stitch into the back loop, back bump of the first chain here. Insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull through. That is picot, and then make one more single crochet into the same space like that, and we're just gonna repeat that into each space. Again, the space that I call, which is the end of each row. Okay, I call space instead. Okay, next space right here. So I weave my end at the same time, so I work over that end too. So I insert the hook into next space. See, I work over that end, pull up a loop and make single crochet. Or you can weave the end later, doesn't matter. Okay, and then picot, chain 3, and then make slip stitch into the back bump, the back loop of the first chain here. Right here, insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull through, and make one more single crochet into the same space. Insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull it through. Alright, do the same with next space. Insert the hook into next space and make a single crochet, and then picot. Again, start with chain 3 and then slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain right here. Insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull through, and then make one more single crochet into the same space like that. You're just gonna repeat that, so I show you a couple more times. Insert the hook, pull up a loop and make single crochet and picot, and make one more single crochet into the same space. See, same pattern. Okay, next space, make a single crochet and then picot, and one more single crochet into the same space. Alright, keep doing that until you reach this corner, and I will meet you guys back in. Okay, now I reach this corner here, and then I'm gonna start crochet at the bottom here, make crochet the edges. I'm gonna turn this way, and after I make single crochet at the corner here, I'm gonna make picot after that. So I chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain. Do exactly the same. Whoops. Okay, and then skip next stitch and make single crochet into the next. It's the same technique when we crochet around the neck hole here, neck hole edges. Okay, so I'm gonna chain 3 and make a picot. Okay, slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain here. Insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull it through, skip next stitch and make single crochet into the next, and we're just gonna repeat that. Picot, chain 3, slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain, and then skip next stitch, single crochet into the next. I show you one more time. Picot, chain 3, slip stitch into the back loop of the first chain here, and then skip next stitch, single crochet into the next, like that. Okay, you're gonna keep repeating that. So next you're gonna do the picot and then skip next stitch, single crochet into the next, and picot, skip next stitch, single crochet into the next, picot, skip next stitch, single crochet into the next, all the way down till you reach the other corner right here. And when you reach this corner, you're gonna continue crochet around this side. And yeah, anyway, I will meet you guys back in when you reach this corner, just to make sure that you get it. Okay, now I reach this corner here. That's what this look like. And then we're gonna continue crochet on the side here, and we're gonna do the same when we start crochet on this side. Okay, I show you, don't worry. Here is the at the corner. After I make the picot, I haven't make a single crochet yet. I just gonna make single crochet into the first space on the side here. So I insert the hook, pull up a loop, and make single crochet, and then I gonna make picot, chain 3, slip stitch in the back loop of the first chain, and then 1 single crochet into the same space, like that. And then next space, again you do the same, single crochet, picot, and single crochet. So I make single crochet first and then picot. Oops. And then 1 more single crochet into the same space. Okay, you're gonna keep doing that all the way up till you reach the end here, and then I will meet you guys back in. Okay, now I reach the end here. Here is what it look like. And after that, after you make the last single crochet, you're just gonna cut the yarn and weave the end. Leave a little bit of tail, just enough to weaving the end. And then I pull the yarn out here and bring my yarn needle, and I'm gonna hide my tail. I'm gonna insert around here to bring it inside so I can hide my tail on the wrong side. Here is the wrong side. Insert my needle, and then I'm gonna tie a knot, and then keep hiding my tail. Insert back, like that. Make sure it's secure, and then you're gonna trim the tail, and then you're done. See, you need to make this side and then this side as well. After you have both sides, you're gonna weave all the ends, and you're done. Let me show you real quick here. I show you the whole thing. Sorry guys, it's kind of big. I cannot show you the whole thing, but you can still see in the picture. Here is the neck hole, here the shoulder, here the shoulder, here is the armhole, and here is the other armhole. Here is the side seam, and here is the side open, and the lovely edging, beautiful edging. Here is the bottom, beautiful. I love it so much. I hope you enjoy making this project. If you do, please give it a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. And I would love to see your work as well. Please feel free to text me on Facebook or Instagram. I will put all the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next video. Bye bye.